Hey everybody, I'm so excited you're all here and welcome to our second edition of Mindful Monday. I apologize for being a couple minutes late. I thought I was live and I don't think I was. So if you see this twice, you'll know that I'm still learning technology to this day. Anyways, I'm excited to be here with you all. I'd love to hear where you're all coming from. So whether you're watching live or watching the replay, I will still read all the comments. So feel free to type where you're coming from in the chat, say hello. Also, if there's any topics you're interested in hearing more about, I'd like to do this weekly or most weekly. You know, once in a while things get in the way. So I'd like to address anything that you guys are. And hello, Raymond, where are you looking at us from? Good to have you here with us. So folks are just starting to pop in now. And so for today, we're going to be talking about energy. So I really became interested in having more energy a couple of years ago. It was 2020. It was the height of the pandemic, and I actually got COVID right after having a total hip replacement. And I had that horrible fatigue, long haul kind of, it was, ugh. So I started researching how to get more energy, and I had a couple tools from yoga. There's a lot of yoga pranayama or breath work that can be energizing. And some of that can have some contraindications. So I'm not actually going to teach that here live, but I will put a link after the video is done to my YouTube channel, which has a bunch of free videos, and you can always watch that with the instruction contraindications. For today, I'm going to talk more about something that I was researching, and it's called power posing. And I was reading about Amy Cuddy, that's C-U-D-D-Y, Cuddy. She's a Harvard researcher. She's done some TED Talks. And she had some really simple ways to help someone get more energy. So she was doing testing, saliva testing, and what she found was just by doing these simple power poses, which I'll demonstrate in a moment, for 1 to 2 minutes a day, folks were having higher levels of testosterone hormones in their saliva, which meant that they were having more energy and being a little bit more powerful and so forth. So she was studying before that, she was kind of studying the animal kingdom, and she found that different animals, when they want to be seen or heard or have more energy, etc., they tend to take up more space. For instance, a cat that's feeling threatened will hunch up its back and spike up its fur. A lot of animals that do that. Or a peacock that wants to find a mate will put up all his pretty feathers and become really big. And as humans, when we tend to get tired or lethargic or a little bit intimidated, we tend to kind of, or even sad, we tend to kind of round and sink and take up less space, which is then the mind-body is connected. So if your mind is getting small, your body is getting small, your energy is getting small. So I found it very fascinating. And so basically, what she would have folks do, I'm gonna have to prop the camera, oopsies, sorry about that, is you could pretend if you just want to race, what do? You go, yes! So you could spend a minute or two like this a day, and it doesn't have to be with anybody else watching, of course. It could be in the morning. Or you could do they call this the Wonder Woman, but it could be Superman too, where you're standing with your legs apart, your hands on your hips. So you might try 1 or 2 of those poses for a moment and just kind of take a few breaths. You don't have to hold it for a whole minute or 2, or you can if you like. I'm not actually looking, you're watching me, but... And just kind of notice how that shifts things in your physiology. It's very interesting to me, and I don't know, I guess I'm kind of a science geek and stuff like that, but I found that very fascinating. I really got into this with a colleague of mine, Karen Hand, up in Chicago, and we actually developed a whole kind of workshop course that's available online. It was called Pandemic Problem Solving because we were focused on pandemic issues as well as COVID long haulers, but it's really applicable to anybody who's facing fatigue or anything else. There were 5 different actual workshops, and we had a blast. So just wanted to put that out there for you. Hello, Chris McDermott. People are coming on all over. So if you missed any part of this, the replay will be available. If you're interested in getting the PDF cheat sheets, I emailed them out the day before, which would have been yesterday, to get last week's. So you'll just type mindful in the chat underneath here. Even if you're watching the replay, no worries, you'll get a free hypnotic recording as well as on the list so that you get those weekly PDFs sent. Of course, you can always watch the replay by probably scrolling back through Facebook or going to the YouTube channel, which I will put after this is over because I'm not that tech savvy to be able to type and read and film myself at the same time. But after this is over, I'll put the YouTube channel in here as well. And we do appreciate anyone subscribing. We'd really like to get this free kind of, fun kind of gathering going and out there to the general public. And as I said in the beginning, if anyone has any topics, we'd love to kind of honor what people are kind of facing and dealing with, and see if we can give you a couple little tools or techniques that are really short and simple so that they are useful to you. We try to keep these Mindful Mondays to between 5 and 10 minutes. I imagine sometimes they'll go a little bit over, but we like to keep them really short so that they are useful and yet watchable and not long and drawn out. All right, thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week and hearing. Feel free to respond to any of those Mindful Monday cheat sheets if you're on the email list. I do get those emails directly, and if there's anything that you want to hear about, please let us know. All right, have a wonderful Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.